I still seem to be a bit yellow. But here I am. Cough, cough, cough. Here I am. I'll turn the other light on in a minute because it's a bit dark, isn't it? Hi, Nathan. You'll have to bear with me if I start to cough. I'm still not 100% right. I'm not firing on all cylinders. Hi, Samantha. I just wish I was. I wish somebody would wave a magic wand. Hi, Chris. Hi, Amanda. Oh boy, that is hot. The weather's not too bad, but as you can tell, I've still got the froggy throat. I'm still coughing. Getting more and more fed up by the minute. They don't seem to be able to find anything wrong with me, and yet obviously there is. You go to the GP and you come out making feel like you're a fraud and you're making it all up. But my niece can tell you she had to go out and buy earplugs because I coughed so much when we were away that I drove her nutty. I couldn't help it. I was lay there trying not to cough. Oh dear, I look very yellow. I'm going to have to put the light on. Excuse me while I go and put the light on. It's gone darker than usual. It's 9 o'clock and it's gone dark already. Still, this is what we contend with, the darker lights are drawing in, aren't they? Oh dearie me, let's put the light on. Here I am. Good evening, Connie and Nana Michelle and all the squirrel raves. No, I haven't tried hot lemon water. There's my phone saying something. What does it say? Yeah, my sweater has little white sparkles on. It's very old, actually. Very old. It's getting a little bit shabby. But, you know, a bit like me. I'm a bit old and shabby, so matches me. Oh, fighting to keep my breath here. Yeah. I'm just getting up to here. You know, I went for a blood test about 2 weeks ago, and when I went to see somebody the other day, they said, oh, nobody's looked at it yet. But never mind, you've got a diabetes appointment next week, so they'll look at it then. And then I went for an x-ray, and they said, oh, we'll let you know. No, they haven't let me know. No, don't you be ruining your diet with peanut M&Ms. I don't like them. You can leave them next to me all day long, and I wouldn't touch one. So, you know, you in America, you're so lucky if you get any results. We just get, oh, well, nobody's had time to look at them. You know, just go over there and quietly die in a corner somewhere. And can you stop coughing? You're upsetting everybody else, yeah. Luckily, my son and daughter-in-law, they live upstairs, so, you know, they don't hear me the same. Hi, Enid. You have to wait months, do you? Oh, my God. You know, we wait so long, whatever was wrong with us is what made itself go right, or you've died in between. Oh, dear. You might have noticed how quiet it is. There's no patter of little feet. They've gone away for the weekend and taken the dogs. Yay! I came back from my holiday, whatever you want to call it, my spa treatment, to find there was an extra, oh, there's my glasses. There was an extra few dates on my list. One of them that I'm not very happy about is in November. They're going to a rally. I said, oh, that's nice. Ian said, why is that nice? I said, that's my birthday. So obviously they have not taken it into consideration. They are away on my birthday. So obviously we won't be doing anything that weekend, will we? Never mind it. Haha. Yeah, I'm going to take this off. When I use my mouse, anything on my right wrist hurts. Yeah. Oh, good evening, Isaac. Yeah. Oh, dear. Well, I've had to put my back thing on today, which I don't like putting on. You know, you have to pull it, Velcro it, and fasten it across, and it sticks to all your jumpers. But we went out with the knit club. We went out to an afternoon tea that's been booked for about 6 months to the Sheraton in Blackpool. And of course, we couldn't park outside the Sheraton because there's not that much parking, and it was full up. So the girl who took us, she had to park not that far away if you're able-bodied. But oh my God, walking to the hotel and walking back to the hotel, I've been in agony ever since. Agony. So I've got my Velcro thingy-majiggle on. Yes. Hi, Denise. Hi, Sandra. I got a lovely compliment. I was going along the pavement, you know, on my scooter. And there was a guy coming the other way on his scooter, you know. And he stopped and he said, I've got to stop you. And I said, why? What have I done wrong? And he went, you have the most beautiful smile. He said, you've quite made my day. I thought, oh, still got it. Here we go. Man, he was quite an elderly man. I wasn't pulling anything young. Oh dear. Well, it was so nice to have a compliment. You have the most beautiful smile, he said. Oh, it did, Connie, it did. Just made my day, yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Hanky chief. Oh, dear. But then to ruin it all, we got chatting about scooters. He had a 3-wheeler one that looked like a motorbike. So we got chatting about scooters, yeah. Oh, you're avoiding coffee, yeah. Oh, thank you, Denise. Probably my only asset these days is a smile. I like to smile, actually, because it gets rid of the wrinkles, doesn't it? You don't look as wrinkly when you smile. Oh, dear. Oh, no, well, I had consequences this morning, which we won't go into. Let's just say I went down to Cleveland's to get some shopping, and I was all the way back. I was white knuckle riding. I opened the front door and ran for the bathroom. Then I had to come out, shut the door, and put my scooter away. I couldn't even wait long enough to put my scooter away. It was definitely a white knuckle ride. I was thinking, don't anybody stop me. Don't stop me now. But I wasn't having such a good time. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, for those of you who didn't see my little videos of Skipton and Harrogate, it was gorgeous. It really is pretty. If you're in UK, you must go and see. Well, Skipton, if you go on market day, it was a lovely place. So sort of oldie worldy, not changed much. No big supermarkets, no big stores, no anything. It's great. Harrogate was huge, really. It was a lot bigger than I remembered it. But it is many, many years since I went to Harrogate. So, but I did enjoy myself, yes. I would have enjoyed myself more if I hadn't been coughing myself stupid. But, oh, the alleyway, yeah, it was good, isn't it? Yeah. And the bridge. I don't know whether you could walk across the bridge, because obviously I couldn't get up there to walk across it, but it looked a bit like, to me, more like sort of Italy or Venice or something, where you could walk across the road on a little bridge. And I love the big pink high heels. Did you see them? They were massive, massive, massive pink high heels. And I thought, what on earth are they? Anyway, they were full of flowers, and it was like Harrogate in bloom or something like that. But they were shocking pink, and they were glittery high heels. You know, just the kind you would wear on a night out. Well, when I was young, not now, yeah. Yeah, they're very glamorous high heels, weren't they? Yeah. There were some fantastic shops in Harrogate, but oh, you would have had to have your checkbook. They were top of the range. Russell and Bromley, and what was one called Jewels, and there was another one called Sea Salt, which I'd never heard of, which my niece assures me that my sister-in-law buys a lot of clothes from there. Looked very upmarket, you know. Oh. They had a nice pair of sandals in Russell and Bromley. And I thought, oh, they're nice. Half price, £64. I thought, no, carry on scooting. Yes, you're obviously not in that price range. But it was a nice place. But to live there, you would need plenty moolah, you know, plenty. Yes. You could tell that the ladies walking around there were class, you know, they had expensive clothes on. There was nobody in joggers and trainers. They were all really dressed nicely, you know what I mean? Yeah, classy ladies. How I would aspire to be a classy lady, yes. Yeah, there was no trash walking about. I think they would have been drummed out the place. Yeah. Oh, you think I'm classy? I try to be, Chris. I do try. I try. But oh, I went down to Cleveley's today, and I could hear this piped type of music, you know. And I thought, where's that coming from? And I walked a bit further down, and there was these Indians, you know, like Native American Indians, whether they were true ones or whether they were just made up ones, I don't know. But they were dressed in all the feathers and the headdress, and they were playing that pipey music, yeah. It was very nice. I should have taken a photograph, but I felt a bit embarrassed standing in front of him going click, you know. I would like to think that they were original people and not just dressed up as them. Yeah. Oh, gosh, you're having trouble, are you, Nella Michelle? We're having trouble here. If I have my PC on, the TV behind me goes off. They're linked together for some strange reason, and my son cannot fathom it out. So I not only have to turn the PC off, I have to turn it off at the wall, turn it off at the plug. It never did that before. It's suddenly doing it, and I don't know why. And my son's usually quite good at fathoming things out, but he couldn't fathom it out either. Hi, Ethan. Good news, my son's actually got his car fixed. It's only took 4 weeks. And his mechanic friend, who is absolutely ace, absolutely top-notch mechanic, couldn't figure it out. It was one of those, you know, those things that you can't quite find. You think you fixed it, and then you turn it on, and no, it's gone again. And then you fix something else, and then, no, it's gone again. You know, oh, dearie me. I think he's put 4 different new parts on it now. Anyway, touching wood, it's working. But they've gone in the camper van. They've took the dogs. Yay! But the next few weeks, they're not. 12th to the 15th, I've got the dogs. 19th to the 20th, I've got the dogs. 27th to the 29th, I've got the dogs. And then I'm free again until the bike show, because obviously they won't be taking the dogs to the bike show. And then there's only one in October and one in November, but that happens to be on my birthday, which I'm a bit peed off about. I'm just peed off that we didn't even remember it was my birthday. I am feeling better. I wouldn't say much better, Tracy, but I am feeling better. Yeah. I don't often watch videos, as you know, but I did watch that video. Did you see Bag a Day Crochet? Where Michael's refused to accept that wool back. That dreadful wool that she paid $113 for. God, that was a pile of crap, wasn't it? Sorry, people. And they wouldn't have it back. The Michael store actually said, you paid that much for it? I don't believe you. Yeah. I hope she takes it further. I hope she just doesn't accept the fact that she's got to keep it, because it was absolute rubbish. You saw the video. If you didn't see it, have a look. I tell you, we don't have a Michael's, but if we did, I wouldn't shop there. That's their attitude. They didn't believe she'd paid that much for it, and then they refused to give her a credit for it. Yeah. She wasn't asking for her money back. She was just asking for a credit. Credit back again, yeah. I thought she was remarkably cool about it. I would have been dragging him over the counter. Excuse me. You will give me my money back. But she's so like laid back, isn't she? You know, well, you know, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't keep it. Oh, you want to see the video? I mean, what she got for $113 was a pile of poop. It wasn't even nice yarn. It was a pile of poop, yeah. Yeah, it was advertised on the website and she bought it online. And now it's disappeared offline, funnily enough. It's not there anymore. Yeah, $113. And if you look at it, it's a pile of like oddments. None of it's got labels on it. It just looks like a pile of junk you'd get from one of those wool sales, you know, where you buy indeterminable whatever. Well, yeah, the comments that people are all saying they're not shopping at Michael's anymore. She has a big following. Yeah, they should at least register the fact that she's not a nobody. She's quite a big influencer. If I was Michael's, I'd be, you know, I'd rather give her the money just to shut her up, you know. But I wouldn't leave it. I'm quite a placid person, but if somebody ruffles me feathers like that, then I would be on their case, yeah. You know what I mean? I wouldn't leave it. No, I'd be head office. I'd be above, till I got to the very top, yeah. A lot of people were saying that they were going to write to Michael's and do a link to her video. So hopefully she might at least get some response from them. If she doesn't, I think that's disgraceful, because it's a pile of poop, it is really. She thought she'd be getting something special for that kind of money. I would think I would be getting something kind of special for that kind of money, yeah. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, you need to look at it. I mean, if you don't follow her, you don't watch her, you do need to. I don't watch everything she does because, like a lot of the times, she's showing me yarn that I can't get. So that's what I don't watch her for. It's nothing against the girl, nothing against her at all. The only reason I don't watch her is when she's showing me yarn that I can't get, you know. But when I saw this and I saw that she didn't get her money back, I had to watch it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was, oh. I mean, when you think how much yarn money she spends and how much she spends at Michael's, yeah, they're going to regret it, especially if a load more people won't shop there anymore. Yeah. Oh, she's got lime brown yarn, actually. Oh, see, I can't get that either. Well, I can if I pay extortionate amounts of money for it, yeah. But to be quite honest, I'm kind of not looking at wool at all at the moment because I'm trying to, whittle down my stash so that I can actually use my craft she shed, as a crafting space instead of just a dumping ground. So that's what I want. I want to be able to get in there, to actually craft in there. But at the moment, it's just so crammed, yeah. It's just so cramped. I go in there and think, oh, oh, and then with not being well, I've just come straight out again. Hi, Shad. So, and what's not like me is I haven't picked up knitting needles or a crochet hook for almost 2 weeks. Even when I've been ill before, I've managed to pick up something to do. And everybody's saying to me, oh, you must have been doing crochet. And I haven't. Oh, God, at the rate I'm going, Tracy, it'll take me till the end of the year. I need some, get up and go. I need some oomph, which I haven't got at the minute. I'm just so tired. In fact, I was watching the TV before I came on here and fell asleep. And I didn't get up till 11 o'clock. So, I mean, you can't say that I was short asleep. I'm just kind of so tired. You can see under the eyes, can't you? So tired. I did have a lovely facial, though. The rest of my skin feels absolutely so soft. And oh, I'm hoping, Tracy, I'm hoping I start to feel better soon. I'm getting fed up of feeling fed up, if you know what I mean. I'm not a person who likes being ill. I watched some people's videos. Well, I stopped watching them, let's be honest, because they seem to enjoy being poorly. You know what I mean? You say, oh, woe is me. Oh, I'm not well. Oh, me and the husband have not been well. Oh, And I try not to be like that, but I've been a bit. Oh. It's like last week, I just couldn't drag myself to doing it. I really couldn't. I kept thinking, I need to do the live, and I kept thinking, I just can't. I just cough, cough, cough. You would have been irritated with me because all you would have seen was me coughing and choking, yeah. Well, I've got my belt on today, my Velcro belt. I've had to put it on because my back is killing me. And that was just simply from walking from the car to the Sheraton Hotel where we were going for afternoon tea, and then walking back from the Sheraton Hotel to the car. And it wasn't that far for an able-bodied person, if you know what I mean. But I only had my walking stick, and oh my goodness me. You got 8 inches in 4 hours, aren't you? The lucky one? I presume you mean rain. Otherwise you'll have us wondering. Yeah, flooding. Yeah. It's the same in a lot of places, isn't it? You're always begging for rain, and then when it comes in a torrent, We're pretty lucky here, really. We get rain, but we don't get floods or anything like that. Touch wood, you know. I mean, certain parts of England do, certain parts of Britain do. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I heard from Sue. She's only gone and caught COVID. She doesn't know where it's come from, but she's got COVID. But she does do a little job in well, we call them charity shops. You call them thrift stores or whatever. She has a little unpaid job in one of those places, so she could have caught it there. So, yeah. What, you don't have any rain or you don't have any COVID? What do you want, Tracy? Yeah, so she rang me up and said, oh my God, because I was cough, cough, cough. She knew I wasn't well. And so she said, well, I've got COVID. I said, oh, well, I won't swap you then. I'll stay coughing. But I actually slept last night. I didn't wake up. I don't think I did anyway. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night choking like I normally do. I don't know what it is. They said it's not a chest infection. I've had a chest x-ray and they say nothing untoward showing up on that, Because they've got this thing now in the UK. If you've had a persistent cough for about 6 weeks, they x-ray, just to make sure you haven't got the dreaded C word, I mean, I wasn't worried about that because I knew I didn't smoke. I hadn't been in, I hadn't got any of the other symptoms, but I was glad to do the x-ray just to rule it all out, So, but I don't know the results of it yet. I'm sure if it was anything bad, they would have let me know by now. That's the way it kind of works in the UK. No news is good news, as they say. Yeah. You've just got over COVID. Oh, gosh, I don't want it again. I had mine about 2-3 years ago, and I don't want it again. I did test before I went on holiday with my niece just to make sure I didn't have COVID. I tested the day before I went, yeah. I thought, oh, I don't want to go to a place where there's old people and I'm taking COVID into it. I mean, I would have been upset if I'd have had to cancel it, if you know what I'm saying, but I still wouldn't have gone knowing I had COVID. Because they say, well, the first sign of COVID is a cough. Well, it isn't in my case because I don't have COVID. Well, I didn't last week anyway. And I'm sure I haven't got it now. Why are you slow at typing? He's probably got a delay on his internet or something. I had to turn my internet off, because it was interfering with my telly. And I don't know why, because we've been here now 18 months and it's never happened before. So I don't know why it's suddenly happening now. Oh, dear. Oh, I had to get I got a new case. Look how sparkly it is. Roseate, the last one. I saw this thing in the garden all chewed up and I thought, what's that? Then I realised it was me. It was my case. The glasses aren't fancy. I mean, they're kind of, but they're not fancy. So I had to get a new one. And it cost me an arm and a leg, but I wanted a new one. So I managed to find one on eBay. Like you do. I know it's terrible when your energy's down, isn't it? It isn't being ill. It isn't having the cough and the spluttering and the guitar and everything. It's just I've got no energy. I just feel absolutely wiped out. I do the smallest thing and then I have to sit down because I'm huffing and puffing like somebody who's 90, And I'm thinking, oh my God, Janet, pick yourself up, you know. This, you know, I wake up in the morning and I think, you know, I'm going to be better today. I feel better today. And I'm lying in bed thinking, you're full of energy, you're full of energy. By the time I've been to the bathroom and hit the shower and that, I come out and I'm like, knackered. Oh, happy birthday, Shad. I'll be 77 in November. 77 Sunset Strip. That's showing me age up, isn't it now? Cookie, cookie, lend me your comb. Only people who are as old as me will remember that, yeah. I hope you had a nice birthday, Shad. I hope you made yourself a cake. Yeah. Oh, dear. Well, they've forgotten my birthday already, haven't they? Because they booked to go away. So I won't be having any cake unless I make it myself. Oh, it's yours tomorrow, Nathan. Happy birthday, Nathan. We've got 2 birthday boys in the room. Woo! We should all sing. I won't sing because I put everybody off. I'll be losing all my people. If I start singing, yeah. I didn't used to be too bad, actually, until I had to have my tonsils took out and all my throat lasered. And not to go on about things being bad with you, but I had precancerous cells in the back of my throat. I lost my voice completely, which was a bit hard because I was working at the job centre at the time. And I lost my voice. And anyway, when it got to like 3 weeks and I couldn't speak, they decided to send me to the hospital and they found precancerous cells in the back of my throat and everything. Apparently, if I'd have been a smoker, I wouldn't be here now. But thankfully, they lasered them all away and I'm still here. Somebody called Hapley wants to send me a message. Oh, really? Why do men on Instagram always want to send you a message? Have you noticed? Yeah. You went to Fridge Senior and I don't like cherry coke. Sorry, but you did, but I don't. I opened one by mistake that was in the fridge. Oh, sorry. No, it wasn't nice. 36. Oh my God, I wish I was 36 again. Well, no, I'd have still been married, so no, I don't wish I was 36 now. Oh, you're all young ones. Holly's only 36. Oh my God. Shad, we're the old buggers in this room. We're the golden oldies. We've got a fridge in the garage that they just use for orange Coca-Cola. I think the son uses it for beer when he has any in. Yeah. I was annoyed last night. I thought, I'll go and have a rum. They keep my alcohol has gone in with their alcohol in the conservatory. And I know there wasn't a lot of rum left in the bottle. I thought, I'll have a rum and Coke. No rum. I thought, well, I'll have a whiskey then. No whiskey. I thought, well, where's my spiced rum? No spiced rum. I'm going to be having words when they come back. Words, serious words. Uh-huh. Where's the alcohol going to go now in future when I buy it? In here. It's not going in there with theirs. Can't be trusted. They cannot be trusted. I only drink very rarely now and again, but I like to have it there in case I want it. The rum and everything I bought last Christmas. So that's, you can tell I haven't touched it much because they weren't full big. I mean, the whiskey was only a part bottle and so was the rum, yeah. But that annoyed me. It annoys me when I want something and I go for it and it's gone. You know, not, do you mind if we drink your rum? Do you mind if I have a drink of your rum? No, I don't touch theirs. 5 kids. Oh my God, that'd be my idea of hell. I'm not very maternal. Sorry, people, but I'm not. Show me a little dog. There's loads and loads of little dogs in prams around here. I love a little dog. Yeah. Oh, I get scams on the internet about PayPal, and I got one for allegedly from Facebook. We have noted some untoward activity on your Facebook Urban Gypsy page. If you don't sign in here or something, you could be barred indefinitely. I thought, no, thank you. If you bar me, you bar me, but I'm not going to check on that. I just deleted it. Oh, you won a lawnmower. You should give that to Kaz. She needed a lawnmower, didn't she, the other day? I'm not maternal. No, I'd rather have a dog. Yeah. Yeah, but you get some people who'd be worried, like, you know, because Urban Gypsy Crochet is like, you know, one of my sites, isn't it? You know, you have been reported for something. I thought, no, I haven't. I've not put anything on there. Yeah, yeah. Animals just look at you, don't they? And they love you. Babies just yell. I was having my brunch today, and there's a baby in there crying, 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 crying. I'm thinking, oh, shut up. For God's sake, pick it up, do something, take it out. Drives me daft. At least with the dog, you can say, shut up, can't you? Yeah. Well, it sasses you. Oh, that flipping French bulldog of ours. You've got poison ivy, Shadow. Oh, my God, yeah. Our French bulldog is the devil incarnate. She is so stubborn. She will not do as she's told. She's just a monkey's uncle. You go outside with her in the garden, you sit with her an hour in the garden, and what does she do? She comes in and poos in the conservatory. She is willful little monkey. Yeah. She just looks at you like as if said, so. I'm going, that's naughty. You've pooed in the conservatory. That's naughty. And she just looks at me like, so. Ooh. Rosie, no bother. 2 weeks, clean as anything. Clean as anything. This one, 9 months, 10 months, however old she is, hasn't a clue. Yeah. I can't take to her, really. I can't take to her like I can take to Rosie. Rosie's my little darling. She's so loving. She gives you kisses and everything. But I call her Thug. Thug is, oh. Oh, well, any kids get on my nerves now these days. I think it's age. I think I'm turning into a grumpy old woman, actually. I was a good teenager. I did as I was told. I was never a rebel. Well, my mum and dad wouldn't have stood for it, I tell you. Oh, I do that with Buster. I'd give anything for 5 minutes with him again. And he's been gone, I don't know, about 8 years now. And I still miss Gigi. But I've got my Buster with me, though. You can see him. Oh, there he is, up on the wall with his favourite ball. Huh? There's me beads. If you got to look at them, Shad. They're like little buttons, but they're not buttons. They're just circles of wood. Yeah. I got them for a couple of quid. No, they're not actually. They're quite light. I got them for a couple of quid, and when they came, they were still on the paper from Marks and Spencer's, and they'd been in the sale at Marks and Spencer's for £8. And underneath the ticket, it was about £20, I think it was, or something. So I got them for, I think it was about 2 quid plus postage. So I was quite pleased because they'd never been worn. They were still on the card, yeah. You're intolerant of extreme extroverts. I am to a certain extent. Some extroverts, some I just don't. They're actually wooden, I think. They're probably plastic, meant to look like wood, yeah. I don't like people who do things to draw attention to themselves. You always get one in a crowd, don't you, that's like, oh, look at me, and they want everybody to be looking at them all the time, and they think they're the funniest thing ever. You know, you always get one in a crowd, don't you, that shows off, I call it, yeah. Oh, we have a lady, and she is deaf. She comes to one of the knit groups, but loud. Sheesh. She needs a soft pedal voice, you know. You feel like saying, lower your voice. And the more she gets irritated, and she gets very irritated very easily, the louder and louder and louder she goes. And you feel like saying, whoa, calm it down. Because if you're out in public, other people are looking to see where the noise is coming from, yeah. Yeah. I must admit, when I get a captive audience, I do talk a lot. You'd be amazed at that, wouldn't you? Of course, yeah. You didn't know I was going to talk a lot. But I have to stop myself because I think, oh, stop it, you're talking too much, you're talking too much. But I think it's because I'm on my own so much that, you know, not having anybody to talk to, that when you get a captive audience, you just, you know. Yeah. Oh, I didn't like staying in. I'm not a social butterfly by any means, but I think it was like being told we had to stop in that really got me. You know, I would have stayed in anyway, but being told you have to stay in is different. It's like, no, I don't want to stay in. No, I want to go out, you know. Yeah. You know, it's just resentful that no, I'm not a social introvert. I like being with other people. One of my friends is like that. She's like, oh, I couldn't do with all these people. I couldn't do with it and all that. And I'm like, yeah, but I like to be on my own with my dogs. And I'm like, how boring is that? I like time on my own. Yes, I do. Um, but I do like most to go out sometimes. Yeah. I just don't like being told you have to stay in or told you have to wear. I mean, I do wear a mask when I'm supposed to do, but I object to being told to do everything. I've always been an independent little creature, even from being small. I've been independent. I was a latchkey kid, yeah. And, but I've always been fiercely independent. Don't bother, I'll do it myself. Don't bother, don't bother. Don't put yourself out, I'll do it. It's to your detriment sometimes because when you do actually need help when you get older and you physically can't do things, because you've been so independent and so do things on your own, people don't offer the same. They think, oh, Jan can cope. She can cope. She's coped to be every. Oh, yeah. I never got. We were talking about this the other day, actually, with somebody. I can't remember who it was. That I never got taken to school ever. Um, because when I was tiny, I went to school at 4, and it was just across a small road from me, not a main road, just across a small road. So my mother used to say, look both ways, make sure you don't, get run over. Not there was many cars back in the day. And so I've never been taken to school, ever. I think my mum went to school with me once when we were choosing school uniform, when I went to what I call the big school, yeah. But she didn't actually go to school with me when it was a school day, She never, what I call mamby-pambied me. I was always to do everything by myself. I used to go to the swimming baths on my own, which you could in those days. Now it's all self and safety. You've got to have an adult with you, blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is I couldn't swim. And yet I used to go to the swimming baths on my own with my rubber ring, and used to go to the library on my own, yeah. All things that you wouldn't let a kid go now. I mean, now my 2 eldest great-granddaughters, honestly, they're what, 16 and 15, they go nowhere on their own. And there's another young lass that I know, of a friend of a friend. She's 18 nearly, and she's never been anywhere on her own. She gets taken to school and picked up from school, and I'm like, no, 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 no. She's not growing up worldly wise, if you know what I mean. She's the kind of girl that will get into trouble because she doesn't know. She's not streetwise. You need to be streetwise, don't you? These days. You don't know what's lurking round the corner, yeah? But yeah, we got told to come home when the street lights came on, yeah. And if we didn't, we'd be in trouble, yeah. Because nobody ever had a watch or anything like that. Oh, that's different. No, I was goody two shoes, Jane, when I was at school. I wouldn't have dared do anything. I was scared to death of the teachers, scared to death of them telling my mother I wasn't doing things right, yeah. I don't think kids today have that. They don't have that. Oh, God, yeah. You never got pop. Pop was a treat. When the pop man came once a week, he delivered pop bottles once a week. But we couldn't just go indiscriminately and have a drink of it. You had to ask, could you have a drink of pop? And you get a little glass. And sweets, I mean, sweets were on ration because of the war. But when sweets came off ration, we still didn't get many. It was a different world back then. Kids today get too much of everything. They get too much choice. What do you want for your tea, love? There was none of that in my time. It was, there's your tea. Eat it or leave it, It was no choice. If you dared to say, I don't think I like that, it was gone. Yeah. And you didn't get anything else, yeah. Yeah, I mean, nowadays it's, do you want sausages, darling? Do you want this? Do you want that? One of my friends, she makes about 6 different bloody meals, and I'm like, you're stupid. Make one thing, and if they don't want it, they don't want it. End of story. You're wearing yourself out. Oh, one doesn't like this and one doesn't like that. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Eat it, go without. That was my choice. I had 2 choices, yes or no. Yeah. You didn't dare say you didn't like it. You used to be hiding peas under the mash, didn't you, and stuff? I was like that with my son. Yeah. My son had to eat what was on the table. And I was very, very strict. He did not have potato crisps, chips, whatever you want to call them. He did not have chocolate or biscuits. He would go to bed hungry if he didn't eat it, and that was the end of the story here. Oh, I allowed my son not to eat it, but then he got nothing else, Chris. That was it. That was his option. Yes, he could go out and not eat it. Yes, he could, but don't come back in and ask me for a bag of crisps. So plain and simple. You don't even get bread and butter for your supper. You get nothing. You go into bed. It's funny how they pretty soon eat everything. You know, modern mums today are, oh, he doesn't like this. Oh, he doesn't like that. How do you know? Make him eat it. Unless he actually pukes up, then, he eats it. I wouldn't have dared say I didn't want anything. Yeah. Mind you, I included Arian in actual cooking. You know, from being small. And people who say, oh, God, you let him have a sharp knife and you let him near the cooker. And I'm like, I'm there with him. He doesn't do it on his own. I'm there. He's not going to cut his finger off while I'm watching him, is he? Um, so I included him in cooking and making things. And it was surprising if he'd actually cooked it himself. He actually would eat it because I think he knew what was going in it. Whereas if you present them with something on a plate and they don't like the look of it, they won't even try it, they won't even taste it. But if they've made it themselves, it's like, oh yes, it tastes quite nice. Yeah. Yeah, I taught him the basic stuff at first, like scrambled eggs with cheese, how to cook things. I mean, I never let him have anything where it's spattered, like frying or anything. He was quite older before I let him do chips, and even then I was stood at the side of him while he did, fries or whatever. But yeah, he learned to do things. He learned to bake very, very young. From being about 2, he used to help me bake the cakes and make scones and scones or whatever you want to call them these days. He used to do that from being about 2. I mean, the kitchen was like a disaster zone. When he's done, was flour everywhere. And if he saw me baking or anything, he'd say, I get me pinny, and he'd be putting his apron on over his head. Because my mum bought him a chef apron thing. And he was there and he used to push me out of the way. You ever tried making a cake round a 2-year-old? Yeah. But he's got his hands and everything. Oh, there used to be flour all over the floor. Oh, what a mess. And my mother used to say, leave it, leave it. He's enjoying himself. I said, I've got to clean the floor after he's done it. And she said, small price to pay. Just, he's happy. Leave him. Yeah. So he did used to do a lot, yeah. Funny enough, he went to be a chef when he grew older. He's done 3 years at catering college. But When he finished his 3 years, he put his knives down and said, right, that's it. I've had enough now. And went to be a car mechanic. I never did understand that. I mean, he does cook. He cooks in the house now. Not all the time. His wife cooks most of the time, but that's because he's working, yeah. Oh, if Isaac had a picture, it would be a pigeon, Jane. It wouldn't be one of him. Oh. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of Isaac. I think I've only ever seen pigeons or a hand with a pigeon on it. I've got me dandelion and burdock. I wonder why they didn't drink that. It's a wonder. Oh, I was pretty lucky. My mum was great. She was a great mum. She wasn't the most loving person in the world. She wasn't kissy cuddly. But I had a very good upbringing. You know, but she wasn't one of these, oh, come here and I'll give you love. And, you know, she wasn't a cuddly person at all. No. She was not cold, but she did love us, but she just wasn't demonstrative, let's just say, yeah. She showed her love in different ways, I think, my mum. I can never remember her cuddling me up. Maybe she cuddled me up when I was ill. I can remember sitting on her knee when I was ill, and she's rocking me backwards and forwards when I was ill and tiny, but I can't remember apart from that. My dad was the one. My dad was the one who would give you a kiss and cuddle you. But then I was a daddy's girl. I want to be daddy's girl. I got a big bag of popcorn from M&S. Popcorn. The perfect popping treat. Am I supposed to do something with it? No, I think it's ready to eat. It's not one of those you have to stick in the oven or anything, is it? It's all written in French. Thought I wasn't understanding it. I'm just making sure you haven't got to warm it up or anything daft. No, it appears to be already cooked. Kind of a bit tasteless. It's supposed to be sweet popcorn. I'm used to butter kiss though, you know, like when it's coated in toffee, which I can't have because I'm diabetic. But I'm not keen on this. I think I shall leave this for the family. No, I'm not a fan. I'll close it up with pegs when I go in the kitchen. I'll leave it for the family. I'm obviously not a popcorn girl. Now that, toffee popcorn. That's more me. I think I must have known I wouldn't like the other. Oh, there's bits in my mouth now. You know when you get bits left over in your teeth and everywhere. Ugh. I've only eaten about 3 of them. Ugh. No, toffee popcorn. This is more me. I'm funny. I don't like those vegetarian crisps or something. You know, beetroot chips and stuff. Ugh. Sorry, mate. No. This is more like it. They're not a bit crisp. They're not quite right. You know, beetroot chips and whatever. I don't like nachos though. I don't know what sun chips are. I like butter kissed popcorn. I don't know whether it's me or not, but I don't like salted caramel. Everybody raves about salted caramel, and I don't like it. What are they made of, Isaac? I don't like it. We've got some yogurt in the fridge. Salted caramel yogurt. Yeah. They could stay there and all, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I like my sultanas, not raisins, sultanas. I don't like scones or scones without sultanas in. You know when you get the plain one? Oh, God. When we went to the Sheraton, they had scones there with jam and cream. They were like a brick. I saw the lady next to me open hers and I thought, I'm not even trying them. Werther's Original Toffee Coated Popcorn. We haven't got that here. We've got Werther's Original Toffees. I've got some in the drawer, actually. Werther's Original Toffees. Butter candies. But I've not seen the popcorn. Oh, I was thirsty. Keep getting a sore throat. Can tell I'm not well. I'm not scoffing these toffee popcorns down. I've just eaten about 4 and I'm like, no, I don't want any more now. My appetite is rubbish, absolute rubbish. I had one tiny piece of fish today with some wedges, about 4 potato wedges, and I had to leave part of the fish. I couldn't eat it. I should be losing loads of weight, and I'm not. Well, I went to Marks and Spencer's today because nothing in the fridge appealed to me. So I thought, right, I'll go to Marks and Spencer's. I've got a prawn salad for tomorrow. I love things like that. It's just prawns on top and lettuce and that. I'll put a tomato in because there's never a tomato in. Oh, look at that. I've gone. How cold. I've just gone all shivers. That's what happens to me. I go shivers all over them. I get goose pimples and all my hair stands up on end. Oh. Oh. Oh, I've got all shiver. Oh. I did that today in bed. I had to get up and get my hot pad. I was so cold. Oh, I just went all shivery. I have to put that on for a minute or two. Oh, it's not that cold, Chris. I just keep getting shivers. They'll go in a minute and then I'll be fine. They can't explain what it is. I've had my thyroid tested. I just go absolutely freezing for about 5 minutes and all the hairs on my body stand on end and I get goose pimples and I just can't stop shivering. And then it passes over me. I'm stopping shivering now just because I put this all around my shoulders. And they don't know what it is. I don't know. As my mother used to say, I need rub it out and starting afresh. If I leave this on for about 5 minutes, I'll be warm enough. I can take it off again in a minute. Oh. No, it's not. No, I'm not getting the fireplace going till about October. But the heating bills, whoo. We're still arguing with the electric company over what we're supposed to own. At least they've stopped the bailiffs coming now. They said we don't owe it. Apparently our smart meter wasn't put in by our electric company. No, I've not had COVID recently. I had COVID about 3 years ago. Oh, the heating's going to be awful this Christmas. Well, this winter. I'm glad I've got the log fire. I'll be using that. We try not to put the heating on. Me, my son and his wife are quite hot-blooded. And, the heat rises up anyway. So if I light this fire here and open the door, the heat rises up. So they're quite warm up there. The only place I'll be cold will be in my bedroom if there's no heating on. Oh, Eon. Yeah, don't talk to me about Eon. They've been absolute pain. Yeah, we've not had the heating on now for a couple of months now, so I'm hoping that'll keep the price down. But you just dread putting it on for the winter, don't you? And yet I can't do with being cold. With having, bad arthritis, it just really affects me. My son says to me, those sweaters in the shed that you haven't sold yet, you'll be wearing them this winter. I said, oh, I've got enough, thanks. I'll be wearing my dressing gown, I don't care. I am not being cold. If I have to wear a fleece or I have to wear my dressing gown. I mean, last winter I actually bought two. But it wasn't last winter, it was the winter. When we first arrived here, I bought two long dresses that are fleece. They're like a big, thick fleece T-shirt, but they go down to the ground. And I'll be wearing them this winter. They're big and they're baggy, and They're shapeless. But I'll be wearing them because I can't do with being cold. I never had the hot flushes, you know, when you go through the change of life, because I went through it at 33. So I never had the hot flush. I like to be warm. I was meant to be born in a warmer country than this. I definitely was. And people are moaning, it's 80 degrees. The back of the house, where the conservatory is, gets a little bit of sun, and it's always warm. This room here I'm in gets no sun at all. So in the winter, I hate it in here. I tend to sit in my bedroom and read because my bedroom's at the back and it's warmer there. If I open the patio door leads out into the conservatory now. And the conservatory's always warm. So that's where I will be in the winter. I will either be in my bedroom. But the trouble is I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I don't want one. So, you know, it's a bit sort of boring. Unless I'm reading. Well, there's an electric radiator in my she shed that wouldn't burn too much electric, I don't think. And it would get warm very quickly in there because it does, yeah. So I could always go and craft in my shed if I could ever get round to tidying it up. Footy PJs, yeah. Yeah. No, I've got a long dressing gown, almost to my toes. It's like made out of fleece. And I put that on if I'm cold because it keeps me lovely and warm, yeah. I've got another one that's like a, you know, imitation nylon fur, but that's only just to my knees. I like my other one that comes, you know, down to the toes, yeah. See, I stopped shivering now. I've gone warmer now. I don't know what happens. I just get waves of shivers that come all over me. Gosh, I feel like I've been on forever and I've only been on an hour and 12 minutes. Am I feeling warm enough to put it round my shoulders now? It's 17C here, whatever that is in English. That's what it is here, 17C. Doesn't feel very warm. Seventeen C. C in Fahrenheit. 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's what it says on mine. Still not warm, is it? 63. Heat wave coming next week. Do you know it never came here? I don't know where it went, Tracy, but it didn't come here. I think we're too close to the sea. You know, we get the wind off the sea. I went out the other day and I had to put my hood up. It was blowing. You know, you go up there, and yet the natives, the people who live here, they're in shorts and like vest things, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I haven't got acclimatised yet. And some of them are burnt so brown, honestly. They look like they come from a different country. And as you can always tell, the locals, you know, the ones who live here. Yeah, they're really, really dark. I mean, I've got dark arms compared with the rest of me. You can see the colour of my arms. And yet I don't sunbathe. That's just from, like, you know, being out and about. And even my face, I mean, my nose is coated. As you can see, I look like a Belisha beacon. But I don't sit out in it. It's just, you know, being on my scooter, I suppose. The wind tans you. My mother used to call it weathering. You're not tanned, you're weathered. I think what's these, you know, people are that. But what tickles me is, can you see the difference in my fingers? Where my scooter is, I have my fingers like that on my scooter. So the ends of my fingers are white. Can you see? They're white because they don't get the sun. So I've got two-tone hands. That hand's worse than this one. I prefer a bitter colour. I don't sunbathe. I don't lie in it. This, you know, this colouring on my face is because I go out on my scooter. I suppose the wind, the sun or whatever goes in my face. So it is getting sort of a tan of sort. But I don't, you know, go and lie out like that in it like some people do. Oh, I love the heat eyes. I absolutely adore it. And everybody's going, oh, isn't it hot? I need to go in the shade. And I'm like, no, it's fine. All I need is my sun hat. I don't like the sun in my eyes, so I have to wear my big sun hat. I'm trying to encourage myself to do some crocheting. I actually ordered some wire because I was watching, you know, that Crochet with Claire. She used to be Bob Wilson 123. And she'd made herself a sun hat, but she puts wire, you know, in the end of the brim to stop it going floppy. But I need to crochet it tight. I don't want anything to be floppy. I don't like floppy. You know, people who make these hats and they're like that, you know. Nah. I want one that, you know, look like a sun hat. I just love it when it's hot. We don't get to 100. Very, very seldom. We get to the 90s occasionally. I live in the UK, don't forget Shad, you know, we don't go wild over here. When it gets to about 80 something or 90, they all go mad over here. Oh, it's too hot. We're not used to it. It gets to 80 odd and 90 and I'm like, yay, this is my kind of temperature. I can actually bare my arms. I can actually wear a vest. Instead of a long sleeve t-shirt. I don't have to put my cardigan on. That's a good day. When I don't have to put my cardigan on, that's a good day. I've got loads and loads of dresses and I always have to make a cardigan to match. I can honestly say we've never needed air conditioning. I bought a fan when I first came here because it was hot a few times, but now you're scared of putting a fan on because of the electric bill, aren't you? I used to sleep with my overhead fan on when I lived in, but my house was a hell of a lot warmer than this one is. You used to get the sun at the back in the morning and the sun at the front in the afternoon. So it was a very easy house, my house, to heat because it just stayed hot, you know. It was a hot house, warm house. But here, no, it's not. It doesn't help because they keep leaving the back door open for the dogs, you know. Oh no, we know it's not something that we have in houses over here. Nobody has really AC. I mean, when we were away for 3 days, my niece accidentally switched the AC on in the bedroom instead of the light. And when we went out for dinner, when we came in, the bedroom was freezing. I said to her, "What the hell?" She said, "Oh, I've accidentally put the air conditioning on instead of the light." So you can turn that right off. I slept in. They gave us robes. Well, they didn't give them us. I mean, you leave them there, like toweling robes, and I slept in mine. I can't do it being cold. And I was coughing anyway. Oh, I've gone all shivery again. Oh, oh, oh my giddy aunt. I don't know. I won't be on here late tonight. I'm telling you all. I'll be asleep. I just want to go to sleep. I don't know. It's because of the way I am. I've been ill. I just sleep. I woke up this morning. It was me about 7:30, and I thought, no. So I went to the bathroom, got back in bed. I actually got my heating pad, put it in the microwave, and then I got back in bed and I slept till 11. So then I got up and went and had some brunch down in Cleveland's, bought some things from M&S and came home and fell asleep. Ooh. Oh, I'm shivering again. Oh. When my son was little, he used to say, "I swivering." I used to say, "You shivering?" He said, "Yeah, I swivering." Don't know where he got a swivering from. A swivering. Oh, I'm going to put the heated chair on. Oh, let's put the chair on. I hope you can't hear. Yeah, I'm sure it's not COVID. I've tested. And I'm negative. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear my chair buzzing, but I've got my chair on. Oh, the chair's got a heat setting, yeah. But you can't just have the heat on without having the massage as well. Oh, that massage. She said, "Do you want a gentle massage?" I said, "Yeah." Oh, it was divine. I wish I could afford to go and have a massage all the time. It was divine. She was a Thai girl. She was actually called Nam, like naan bread, Nam. She was, oh gosh, I had about an hour. She massaged my legs, my feet, my back, my front chest. Not anything else, not only to there, like, not that bit. She did me back from my waist upwards, yeah. And she did me legs up to almost the top of your thighs, but you know what I mean. Oh, it's so relaxing. My niece actually fell asleep twice, I believe, because you're in separate rooms. She's not in the same room as me. She fell asleep twice. And the facial massage was nice. I would have preferred to have like a face mask or something, but it was just all different oils and that. And then she did me. I had a scalp massage and my hair massage. She put oil in my hair. I look like I've been sitting in a chip pan. I had to wash it all out. Oh, oh, that's nice. I'm having a massage. It's nice. I'm sorry if you can hear the chair going. Zzz. I tell you, it wouldn't take long, Jane, before I went to sleep. I'm definitely going. Oh, to make up for all the sleep I didn't have when I was away, because I coughed all night long. The poor niece had to go and buy earplugs. I bet she was so glad to get home. Oh, good night, everybody. I could just go to sleep now. I tell you, I found that clock. I know what it is, Shad. All it's short of is a battery. And I'll bring it in one day just to annoy you. Yeah, Shad will never forget that clock. Hi, John. I have a big clock in here, but it doesn't tick. I especially looked for a no-tick clock because I know it's on the other end of the wall, right over there. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Oh, let me come. There it is, over on the wall there, Shad. But I did ask for a no-tick. Look at my lovely flowers. My niece got me those. Aren't they gorgeous? My beautiful, beautiful flowers. Those are all my crochet books. My fire, not lit. Still got some wood left, but it's not lit. My son says to me, "What do you mean you've got a no-tick clock?" I bet you would have heard it, You've got ears like a greyhound. I bet you would have heard it ticking. That's the second clock I bought. The first clock I bought, I couldn't see what time it was. The fingers all just went into one and I just couldn't see. I put that in. I love ticking clocks, I really do. I mean, you brought up with a ticking clock because back in the day, every clock ticked because you had to wind them up. Hi, Lulu. You know, you didn't have electric clocks back in the day. They were all wind up ones, weren't they? Oh, I love grandfather clocks. I was brought up with one. Is it Cinnamon Stitches who has all these cuckoo clocks? The clocks that go whoop whoop. I think it's Cinnamon Stitches that has loads of clocks. Yeah, I was brought up for some of my time with the grandfather clock. Boing! It's amazing how you soon kind of don't hear it. You know, I used to hear it chiming. No, they don't bother me clocks, ticking clocks, no. The one in my bedroom ticks, yeah. I go to sleep with it going tick, 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 tick. It's very soothing kind of thing. Yeah. I've never had a cuckoo clock. I always wanted one when I was a kid. They go whoop 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 whoop. I always wanted one. One of my neighbours had one. I used to think it was fascinated me. Now, when we lived with my auntie for a while, when I was about 7, she had a great big grandfather clock at the bottom of the stairs. It used to boom, boom all through the house. I used to sit on the stairs waiting for it to creep up to the hour to hear it go bang, boom, boom, whatever it did. Can't remember the exact noise it used to make. I used to love it. You've got musical wall. What music do they play? Oh, night, Tracy. So do I. I hope I feel better. Melodies in motion. Ooh. I should get a cuckoo clock sometime just for Shad. Put it on the wall behind me there, so that every hour it'll go whoop 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 whoop. Night, Tracy. See you soon. Oh, I'm really tired, honestly. And I don't know why. You think if I'd been asleep till 11 o'clock, you wouldn't think I was tired, would you? They're on the hour, every hour. Woo-hoo. Oh, I love this one. Used to change from the sun to the moon when it got to a certain time. I can't think what time it was. I used to sit on the stairs and wait for that if I was allowed to stay up late. It used to be the sun showing when it was going round. And I think when it got to the PM bit, it went to the moon. It was all decorated and that, all painted. I often wonder what happened to it. It was my aunt's clock, not ours. It sounds very intricate, yeah. I could do with something in my bedroom, actually. I've actually not got room. I've got a lovely, like a sensor. Oh, hey, Barbara. I've got a sensor that the light comes on in the morning. It's one of those satellites, but I haven't got a free plug to plug it in. At night time, it goes like a yellowy light to make you go to sleep. And then in the morning, it comes on. Um, it's to help you with your SAD. Um, I used to suffer with it very, very badly. But my other house was a lot darker because I had blackout curtains and that. So it used to take me a while to. I suffered really badly with it in the winter with SAD. I still do a bit, but not as much as I used to. And I got this light, and I've not been able to plug it in since I come here. I've got no spare plugs. Oh, oh, I need a massage. I need somebody to come and massage me before I fall asleep. Do you know they say money doesn't buy everything, but it buys a lot, doesn't it? You know, it buys massages and stuff and everything. It buys you healthcare. I had a lucky dip for me lottery. I hope it's been lucky and I hope I've won something. I don't want millions. Just a little bit would be nice, yeah. I'm not greedy. All I seem to win these days is a lucky dip. Still, I suppose it's better than nothing. Gives you more of a chance to win something. Oh, oh, what a gift for a shoulder massage right now. Shoulder and neck massage. I can't feel the heat through the back of this. I suppose it's there, but it's not hot, hot, hot. just gone. Bzz, 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 bzz. I'm surprised Shad can't hear it. Yeah, massage. Yeah, must be nice to be able to afford to just go for one or whenever you feel like it. There's a lady near here apparently who does that Reiki. I've never don't know what that is, so I might try that one day. First thing I need is a pedicure. My toenails have gone really long. I couldn't get one before I went away, and to have one done at the spa was really expensive. So I thought I would wait and see if I could get back in. But the thing is, the lady who does the pedicure, she is only working part time during the school holidays, so I don't know when I can get one done locally. Oh, even just this little buzzy chair's nice. It's buzzing, buzzing. It'll stop in a minute and then I'll go, oh. Oh. I used to have a massager, but it was really rough. And when I came here, I said, no, I don't want it. And I think we sold it on Facebook, what do you call it, Marketplace. But I wished I hadn't sold it now. Because even though it was quite rough, it was quite good when it stopped. You put it on the back of your chair and you plugged it in, and it was. I bought one for my shoulders, but that was too fierce. I gave it to my son. I think he's probably got rid of it now. It was too fierce. Some of them are. Oh, it's stopped now. Some of them are too fierce. They're too. So, oh, I could just go to sleep. Night night, everybody. See you in the morning. I could honestly just close my eyes. Drawn and quartered. No, just a gentle massage would be fine, Shad. I must find out how much this Reiki massage is. I like physiotherapists as well, or what do they call themselves these days? They don't call them physiotherapists, call them something else. But they're so expensive. That's what I mean. Money can't bring happiness, but money can sort you out for a lot of things. We've got one. What is Reiki and what is the benefit? Well, it moves the energy fields around the body. Now, what a massage. What is Reiki? They use a gentle touch and they place their hands just above your body to guide the energy. No, thanks, I want a massage. I don't want a Reiki. Yeah, I agree with that, Lulu, yeah. It sure helps, if you've got anything wrong with you. You can afford to have, the treatment side. Hi, Tammy. I know it can't buy happiness, but it can buy a lot of comfort. Are you going to bed, Isaac? Night, night, darling. Say hello to your pigeons for me. Oh, I love reflexology. Yeah, that's great. They did a bit of reflexology when I had the massage done at the spa. But I did pay a guy years ago. He came to the house and did reflexology on my feet. Oh, I mean, I'm not one that goes all tickly when anybody touches my feet. I love my feet being massaged. And he was really good. I felt so relaxed when he was doing my feet, Oh, it was, honestly, it was, Lula. But there's all money into it. I mean, obviously they want paying, don't they, And if they give you like an hour's treatment, it's an hour out of their life. They expect like the minimum wage, don't they, at least? So any kind of treatment that you have is like at least £20, even if you only have half an hour. I would love to find someone, a clinic where they do trainees. Go to a college or somewhere where they do trainees. Like you can go and have your hair done with trainees, can't you, some places? And you can go and have your eyebrows done, beauticians and stuff, when they're training. There used to be a place in Bury where I lived before where you could go have your hair cut, you could have perms, you had facials, they have all sorts of things. My dad used to rub my feet to get me to go to sleep when I was a little girl. I think this is why I love my feet being touched. It reminds me so much of my dad. If I couldn't get to sleep when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my dad I used to say to my dad, rub my feet, and he used to tickle and rub my feet. Oh, I used to love that. So anybody touching my feet and that reminds me of my dad, yeah. And I would fall asleep, then he would just cover my feet up and go. I was a daddy's girl. Can't you tell I was a daddy's girl? He used to tell me stories. He never read me stories, but he would tell me stories. That's how I remember him. My mum was always too busy. Too busy, busy, busy. She was busy doing something. Busy, busy, busy. My dad wouldn't read me a story because he said you could read your own, which I could because I could read from a very early age. But he would sit at the side of the bed and he would tell me stories. And if I still couldn't go to sleep, he would rub my feet and then I would go to sleep. So, yeah, I was a daddy's girl. He used to teach me all sorts of things. He taught me how to do the fancy writing, calligraphy and stuff. Can't remember it now, but he would sit and show me how to do the lettering. He even let me use his special nibs and ink and everything. My mum, she taught me how to knit when I was quite young, but she was always busy. I mean, she wasn't awful. She was just busy. She used to knit on a knitting machine and things like that to earn some money because she earned all the money like to buy the first shop. She used to knit socks and jumpers and things for people on a knitting machine. So she was never around because she had a she shed. My dad was always doodling, always drawing. Sign writing was his thing. He was very, very good at doing, kind of writing and stuff. He was very, very handy at what I would call cobbling things together. If anything was broken, he would always manage to fix it. If you broke the hairdryer and it fell in a million pieces, he would put it all back together again, like a jigsaw. He was very, very good. Sometimes when I think things can't be mended and I'm like, I don't want to throw it in the bin. I wish my dad was here because my dad would sort it. Nothing was, it might look a bit Heath Robinson when he'd done it. It might have bits of things stuck to it or something, but he would repair it. And it would always work, yeah. If you had an iron or something and you dropped it, and he would put it back together again. He was always fiddling with things. Yeah. And he had the patience of a saint. He would sit and play snakes and ladders with me and everything. Whereas my mum was always too busy. But having said that, my mum did earn the money, that bought the shop. Well, helped us to move into our first shop. It was all through my mum. She had a she shed. I think this is why I wanted a she shed. She had a massive, massive shed in the garden where she used to put her big knitting machines because they were industrial machines and they were very, very noisy. It was like zzz, 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 zzz the whole night long. She'd be out there while 10, 11 at night knitting on these knitting machines. Yeah, my dad rarely went out, but if my dad had to go out, I would go and, sit with my mum in the shed, playing with my toys and things while she did anything. And if my dad was in, then he would put me to bed, and I don't know what he did, watch the telly, or telly wasn't like it is now. There was only like one station that you could watch. We only had a little telly about 9-inch like that. But he probably went to bed actually because he used to get up very early. He was a butcher. I'm not coughing at the moment. I'll wait till I get in bed, Lou. As soon as I lie down. Oh, God, here we go. Now you're making me want to cough. I want to cough now. See what I mean? Yeah, as soon as I lie down, I'll start to cough. Then I get to sleep, and then when I wake up, that's cough, cough, cough. I have to get whatever settled on my lungs during the night. Yeah, well, this is what I keep saying to them. They took a sample, of what sounds a bit gross, doesn't it? But they took a sample anyway. Let's just leave it at that. To get that tested to see if there was any infection in my sinuses. So we shall see. One day it will be. I am a lot better. Last week I couldn't have come on. I just couldn't have come on last week. I couldn't stop coughing long enough to speak to anybody. I did try, and I thought it got to about 7 o'clock, and then I thought I just can't do it. I cannot do it. Sorry, people, but I couldn't. I think it's the first time, apart from one time when I had to go, I either was in hospital or I had to go somewhere. Because I know that Jill took over from me, didn't she? I can't remember what happened, but it was a couple of times I couldn't go on. I think I was going out somewhere. But apart from that, it's about the first time really in about how many years? About 7 years, I think, that I've missed her. I think I missed about 3 Saturdays in about 7 years, which is mad going, is it really? But last week I thought, no, I'm sorry, I just cannot do it. And I left it too late to ask Jill to step in. Because Jill stepped in for me on the last couple of occasions, I think, that I couldn't do it. But she does her own live, doesn't she, Jill? Yeah, I did put a note on Facebook saying I couldn't do it. But not everybody saw the note, did they? And I couldn't stop coughing long enough to do a live to put on here to say I wasn't doing it. That's why you couldn't find me, Jane, because I wasn't here. I was missing. See, look at me, I've been sat here all night and not picked up my knitting. I did about 12 rows, I think. I went to the library on Monday, to the knit club at the library. And I did about 12 rows there. And apart from that, I've not done anything. I bought different patterns. One of the ladies that I like on Mermaid Cat, I think she's called, on Etsy, she was having a sale. She was selling all her patterns off for about £3, which are very good because they're very intricate patterns. And every step she's got illustrations with everything. And so I bought about 5 of her patterns, thinking I would be inspired, you know. That didn't work. I've not been inspired. And I bought the magazine, the Simply Crochet, the one I did the review on. And I absolutely adore that sweater on the front cover. But I can't drum up enough, excitement to start it. I still haven't finished that shawl. It's about 7/8 of it finished now. You know, the virus shawl, I still haven't finished that. And I've got 2 sleeves to do on my cream cardigan that I'm knitting. I just wish I could get me. I've never not crocheted even when I've been ill, if you know what I mean. I think it's the first time ever I've not done anything. And that's probably a sign that I was ill. Oh, you see, I never thought about that, Sandra. That's too, Well, I only bought this one. I won't subscribe anymore. I just buy the odd ones that if I see them advertised, I think, oh, I like that on the front cover or something. But there's some nice things in the one I've just bought, but I can't find out what shape the shawl is. It looks a bit asymmetrical. It doesn't look like a triangle. And I don't like those that are shaped like a wedge of cheese. I never know quite how to wear them. With it being every row a different colour, I'm thinking, if I started and I don't like the shape, you can't unpick it because you just finish up with lengths of wool that are no use to man the beast, if you pull it. Because every row is a different colour, so it's not like you're threading it up the side. So I'm thinking, oh God, I would waste so much wool if I started doing it. So, I mean, I've asked everywhere, does anybody know what shape it is? Has anybody done it? And nobody's answered me. I mean, in the good old days, they used to do a diagram, didn't they? Because if it's going to be like a wedge of cheese like that, I don't want to do it because I wanted to do it for me with the wool that Daniel sent for me. So I'm not wasting, Daniel's lovely wool on something when I don't like the shape of it, I never know quite how to wear those that are shaped like a wedge. You can't. I'm never any good with cowls, actually. I've never found a cowl. Whenever I put a cowl on, it folds over kind of thing. It doesn't stay like that. Or if it does, the wind just blows down. It's not warm. I prefer the good old-fashioned either the triangle or the half circle shawls. You know where you are with them. Or this one. This one's actually a bought one, but it's like a, what they call them, a ruana. Oh, you've got them as well. So's Enid. Enid can't stop Mary Maxim sending her emails either. I get emails off everybody. I just delete every morning. Every morning I go in my emails, it'll say you've got 46 emails or something. And none of them are anything. You just like delete. And I can't stop them sending me either. I just delete everything. So out of about 45 emails, about 2 of them are ones that I want to read, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I read the book that I got from Harrogate. It was was it Postscript Murders or something? Yeah. In fact, I liked it that much. I've ordered a couple more books by the same author. One's arrived, but it's book 2. So I need to wait for book 1 to arrive first, because I don't like to read them out of order. The bloke in Waterstones in Harrogate was really expansive. When people went up to the till with a book, he could tell them and appraise these, oh, you're going to like this, it's this, that, and the other. And if you like it, there's another book, there's a sequel to it, there's this, there's that. Bella Coco's got a book coming out, actually. I think Christine Omdal has. But to be quite honest, I bought 4, I think 3 or 4 of Christine Omdal's books. I haven't made anything out of any of them. She does a lot of fine yarn on big hooks, and I can't do it. Also, you know me, I'm only into garments. When a lot of people bring out books, they've got like handbags in them and, you know, mats to put your drinks on. You know, and I'm sick to death of mug cozies. I've not heard of that book, Revenge, you know. I like murder mysteries, but not too heavy. No, I need to know what's in it first, Nathan, before I'm sick of ordering books and finding out they're all mug cozies and things like that. And handbags and stuff. I don't like garments, you know me. Oh, Meghan and Harry, no. I don't even want to know. I don't want to read about Meghan or Harry anymore. I don't even want to know about them anymore. It's like old news. Whatever. Bad enough. I mean, he's bringing out a book next year. I won't be buying that either. I had enough with that Oprah thing. I didn't even watch that. I didn't need to because they kept showing me bits of it. No, he's made his bed. He can lie on it as far as I'm concerned. And if he doesn't like it, tough. Oh, Oprah. Oh, God, I don't even like her anyway. She was digging, racist this, racist that. Oh, I'm absolutely sick of Meghan and Harry. I don't want. Every time you open the paper, every time you open your PC, something about them. I think you wanted anonymity. Be anonymous. Go away. They want the cake and they're eating it, don't they? Sick of hearing about them. Oh dear. Enid's computer's locked up and crashed. She just sent me a message. The pegging thing with William, I don't know what that is. I don't know what this fascination is with everybody following everybody around, and I don't know what the pegging thing is with William. You never find the truth out, do you, Lulu? It's always somebody's interpretation. I don't want to know. All right, well, I don't want to know that. You know, I mean, you can't trust the papers anymore. You can't trust anything. It's all fake news, isn't it? You know, it's only people's opinion that you hear. You never hear the actual truth about anything in the papers anymore. You know, it's always, oh, this, oh, that, oh, the other. And you're thinking, oh, you know, the Queen never said anything. I know she never did. She's probably sick of the blooming lot of them. You know, hang on, I'm the Queen. Stop it. I don't even know what that means, Nathan. I'm very naive. I don't know what it is. If it's something weird and queer, don't bother telling me. It's probably all hearsay and rumour. You know, every time you read this and that and the other, it is unsavoury. You don't want to know. To me, whatever goes on behind closed doors should stay behind closed doors. I don't want to know what people get up to. You know, it's their life, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But I don't want exposés and, you know, whatever goes on. I don't want to know. Everybody's entitled to their private life. Whatever turns them on, you know, so behind closed doors, that's their business to me as far as I'm concerned. I don't want it plastered all over the paper. You know, what they do and what they don't do and what they like doing and what they don't like doing. I don't want to know. You know, I prefer the older days where that sort of stuff wasn't discussed. If it affects other people, like paedophiles or whatever, then yes, that's, yeah. Oh, Oprah thinks she's a god almighty, doesn't she? With Oprah, everything's about racism, and she turns everything into racism, yeah. You know, I mean, we all know what went on years and years and years ago about slavery and that, and we all think it's awful. But why should we be paying for things our forefathers did. It's not our problem, is it? It's not our fault. It's not anything that we do now. So why should they keep dragging it all up? And, making it sound like, oh my God, your great grandfather was a slave trader or whatever. That was our great grandfather. It's nothing to do with us. Things have changed now. So why don't they let things drop, It's in the past to me. Yes, it was awful, and yes, it happened. And I'm not condoning it in the slightest bit, but just let it go. Yeah, a lot of things happened. I mean, a lot of things happened, like German, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. A lot of atrocities went on in the wars. A lot of atrocities went on. Any part of the country, you name it, Vietnam and everything. But that was years ago. What happened then was happening to people who were living through it, and the people who did things then, they were living through it. But why should we carry the burden, if you know what I mean, about what our forefathers might have done? Oh, bye, Shad. We'll leave you. We'll see you next weekend. I mean, I don't know if my great grandparents did something terrible. I don't know. But if they did, it's nothing to do with me, if you know what I mean. I just don't like it when people keep dragging things. Oh, your great grandfather was a slave trader. So your internet's broke. Oh dear. This is what I mean, is just let things go. A lot of things went on in the past that we don't approve of. We won't do now. We've learnt. We've moved on. We don't treat people that way anymore. Well, hopefully we don't. As I say, who knows what goes on behind closed doors. But I refuse to be blamed for anything that my forefathers might have done in the past. It's just nothing to do, is it, with this generation? No, exactly. I mean, you probably haven't done anything nasty, Lulu, but even so, your great-grandchildren or your grandchildren should never be blamed for what you did. No matter how awful it is, not if it's slavery, if it's murder, if it's whatever, it's still that person who did it many, many years ago. It's not the generation now that should be blamed for it, because it's not their fault. Whereas I think a lot of people won't let the past go. They're like, but your great-grandfather did this, and oh, but that. Sorry, mate, but that's just a long time ago. Tell me about something now. Somebody's doing something now. But the past, no. There's skeletons in everybody's cupboard. I'd like to think that my family were blameless, but I don't know, do I? And I don't want to dig into it and find out. Who wants to dig into it and find out your great-grandfather was a murderer or something? I'd rather not know, thank you very much. It's not me who's done it, is it? I think the scandal should die with the person who's created them. And not be dragged on. There's no such thing as inherited. Just because somebody murders somebody doesn't mean the children are going to do it. That's not inherited. That's just the way that somebody behaved at that moment in time. You don't know whether they were provoked. You don't know what it was. But it doesn't mean that the children are going to be that way, yeah? Yeah, could go back to the Roundhead. We could go back to the Catholics and the Protestants. We could go back all that way, but let it go, I'm all for the present, what's happening right now, If things are happening right now that I don't like, then I can understand, that people are bitter or twisted or something that's happening right now. Yeah. I tell you what, we'll go and invade the US again, shall we? We'll get another Mayflower, or whatever it was called. We'll all come and invade you again. And we'll go and find Australia while we're at it as well. We'll go and find countries that have already been found by the people who are already living in them and claim them as our own. I mean, half of these places that were being discovered, we've actually got people living in them before we discovered them, I mean, when they got to Australia, they didn't discover Australia. The Aborigines were already living there. And when we discovered America, the Native Americans were already living there. We didn't discover it. It was empty. It wasn't empty at all. There were people living in it. They make it sound like, oh, we conquered the United States because it was empty. No, it wasn't empty. It's like Australia wasn't empty. There were people living in every country that we've discovered. Unless you went into an island that was deserted and there was absolutely nobody on it, then you could say, oh, yeah, we discovered this island, But they just take things away from other people, don't they? There's probably somebody living in Antarctica eating, so I wouldn't bother, I mean, there's been a lot of atrocities gone on through the years, You can go back as far as you can, and there's always be atrocities, there'll always be somebody raiding somebody else, somebody killing somebody else, I mean, I'm not even going to go there with Russia, I've lived through that many threats of World War III, that the only time I was really scared when I was a teenager was Fidel Castro, when he tackled JFK, That was the only time I thought we were going to finish up having a war. That really scared me, that did. And even Vietnam, I mean, the UK didn't join in, if you know what I mean, but it was still awful. And every time there's some war going on somewhere, or you think, oh no, why? Why do they have to do it? I just leave it all. I kind of have to turn it off in my brain and think it's got nothing to do with me. Sounds very insular, I know, and it sounds very selfish. But I have to think, not happening to me, not my problem. What we say, not my circus, not my ponies, I have to do that because if I started to think too much about what was going on the TV, again, it would make you worry too much. I mean, the media makes you worse, doesn't it? The media has to hype up everything. If two people catch something or other, it's an epidemic. It's rife. That means two people have got something. yeah, or this and that. They have to make things sound, they have to exaggerate things, don't they, to make them newsworthy. They can't just tell the news as it is, yeah. I don't hardly watch the TV. I don't watch the news. Very rarely watch the news. Because you get so fed up with it, don't you? This disaster, that disaster, this, that. And especially when it involves politics, I just can't be bothered. I know Emily Pankhurst died. Oh, not she didn't die, but she battled for me to get the vote. But at the moment, this shower of whatever we've got in the UK, I can't be bothered with any of them. I'm not politically minded. You won't get me arguing the toss about any of them. I'm not politically minded about anybody else in other countries either. If it doesn't involve me, I'm very selfish these days. I used to get worked up when I was younger. I used to get worried when I was younger. But when you get to my age and you've lived through that many near disasters, you tend to think, oh God, here we go again, not again. I didn't get rid of the TV because I like watching. I like watching certain things, mostly the old stuff I like watching. I think we've discussed it on other lives, that the old stuff's the best. The old comedy series and the old everything. Yeah, I was more involved, Lily, when I was younger, but now I think, yeah, like you say, not my circus, not my ponies, yeah. I don't want to do anything that makes me feel bad, makes me worry. I just live from day to day because of my time of life, let's face it, I never know when it's going to be my last, so why would I spend time worrying about things in other people's lives, yeah? I'm not, I'm not on my soapbox for anything. If they were trying to close down my local baths or something like that, my local swimming baths or my local something, I'd I'd probably get on a soapbox about that because that might affect me personally or my children personally. Yeah, you know. But anything else happening in the world, I'm sorry, but I'm too old to care. Yeah, at least when we're knitting with crochet, it doesn't answer back, does it, Lulu? I think that's why I like a hobby. That's why I'm missing like calming myself down by doing some knitting or some crocheting because I think if you have a hobby of any description, I'm not just saying, you know, um, I do think it helps to keep you calm. Whatever you do, you could embroider, you could knit, sew, you could do jigsaw puzzles, you could do whatever. As long as you have something, I think, that occupies your brain, reading, anything that takes you away from what is happening day to day. I mean, for myself, if I've got a good book, I can just go completely into the book and I don't think about anything else but what's going to happen next in the book. And I'm always quite sad actually when I get to the end of it. You kind of want to read it because you want to know what happens, don't you? But then when you've finished it and it's been a good book and you think, oh, I'm sad that's finished. It's just, yeah, crocheting is my way of dealing with things. If I'm stressed or anything like that, if I'm worried about not major things in the world, I mean, if I'm worried about something that affects me, then I like to crochet or I like to knit because you can just lose yourself in whatever you're doing, can't you? You know. Well, I love a good book. If I can't get into a book and it's sort of hard work, I tend to not bother, tend to leave it. But I like a book that you're longing to carry on reading it. But I limit myself. At one time, I would sit and I would read and read and read and read until I got to the end of it. Yeah. But now I tend to, I'll just, read a chapter, and then that leaves me wanting more, doesn't it? I tend not to want to sit, read like I used to anymore, because then the end of the book comes too quick, doesn't it? And you're like, oh, it's over now, and I wanted more. That's why I like reading a series. That I'm going to start reading this series. It's about this lady detective, and but I'm waiting for book 1 to arrive because I want to read them in sequence. So that I know I've got it right. Yeah. I mean, there are certain ones I've really enjoyed and looking forward to doing another one. I've enjoyed the Richard Osman books, the like the murder book. What was it called? Something or other. I read that, and I read the sequel to it, and I believe he's writing another one now. So I should be glad to watch to do that. Yeah, I've got all my books bagged up in the shed waiting for Sue, and when she comes down, she'll take them all. She reads and her friend reads, so when they finish with them, they can put them in the charity shop. Yeah, it is hard when you've got to read, yeah. How's Sue? The poor girl's got COVID. And the girl that she's looking after, the one who's got cancer, she's also got COVID. So they've got their own COVID bubble. They don't know who gave it to who. But Sue does work, well, she doesn't work for pay. She volunteers at a charity shop, as you would call them, a thrift shop if you're in America. So she may have caught it there. Yeah. She's not ill with it, but she's just got it. Yeah. So, well, she's not poorly. She says she just feels like she's got a really bad cold. Her husband's got it as well. Well, I call him a husband. He's a long-term partner. She's been with him that long, she might as well be married to him, but she never did actually really get married. And I keep saying, "Are you going to get married too?" She says, "Oh, well, we've been this long now. What's the point? But she's been with him about 20 odd years. So to me, it's a husband. I call him a husband anyway. But he's not well. He's in a wheelchair at the minute. He's done something to his back. My ear wants to pop. Come on here, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. No, it hasn't popped. There's probably water in it from my shower. Yeah, he's waiting for a spinal up her other half. So she has to do all the driving at the moment because he can't walk. He's worse than me. He's got something bulging on his spine, so some discs or other. My back is absolutely killing me, but that's because of me walking. Where we had to park the car, not me personally, but where my friend parked the car, when we went for our afternoon tea, it would have been okay if I'd have been able-bodied and walking fine. But it was a long way for me, with just my walking stick. I had to keep stopping and leaning on a wall because my back was cramping up. And since I come back, my back's been killing me. I've got me, oh, The chair won't move. Ow, ow, ow. I've got my support thing on. Lovely thing it is. Doesn't help a lot, but it does help a bit. Hey, Granny D. Hello. I keep having me cold moments, if you're wondering why I've got a wrap on. I'm still not well. I'm not well. Proper poorly. So I've got my back support on. I don't know whether you have to wear them, Chris. Sometimes they work, sometimes they help, and sometimes they don't. I like this one because it's like, is it neoprene, and it keeps you warm. So I quite like the warmth, actually. Doesn't do a lot for me when I'm walking. I need my mother's old corsets, don't I? The one she had made for her at the hospital with the big bones and the wires down. When she passed away, well, nobody sort of wanted them, did they? Because they were made for her, you know. I could do it, but they don't do them anymore now. It's all like, oh, exercise. These were rigid. They kept her rigid, honestly. They kept her held up and in. I could do with being measured for one. A straight jacket, yeah. To stop me back from, but there's nothing that'll stop me back from shunting down. So it's the pressure, you know, because my spine is doing that. It's the pressure because it's pressing everything. There's nothing that can stop that. Because when you get up in the morning, as soon as you get up in the morning. But the funny thing is, I can put a dress on in the morning and it's fine. And by the evening, when I'm getting to bed, I'm treading on the bottom of it. So my spine must shunt down and I must lose inches because I'm walking on the front of my dress by the end of the evening. Because my son will say, that dress needs shortening. And I say, it'll be all right in the morning. And I put it on in the morning and I've stretched out. But there's nothing that can stop my bones from shunting down. So they can't even do another up. So I'm just the way I am. I have to put up with it. Yeah, I have to put my bean bag. I have a bean bag thing, or a lavender bag, or whatever you want to call it. I put it in the microwave. And even on a hot, hot day, I have to sleep with that in the small of my back. Otherwise, I can't sleep at all. The heat just relaxes my muscle at the back. So I have to sneak that because it could be like 90 degrees and I've got my heating pad on, you know. But it's just for the pain relief, isn't it, really? And I won't take my pills. I take them on days when it's really, really bad. And my daughter-in-law's saying you should take them all the time because they need to build up in your system. But I just don't like taking pills. I just don't like. I mean, the other week I put a morphine patch on, but it didn't really do a lot. They don't seem to work with me, those morphine patches. But this isn't a brace that I've got on. It's actually not meant it's meant for a bad back. It's meant to keep your back warm. It's kind of got that neoprene in. It has got rods in it, you know, just to stop it shunting. Yeah. When I was married, we were thinking about getting one of those. It's like a door, and you fasten yourself on it, and then you can tip yourself upside down. But we never got around to it. And now I live on my own, I'll be thinking, oh my God, what if I'm upside down and I can't get back up the other way? What if I'm stuck upside down and nobody's in? In any case, we've got nowhere to put one. I envy people with big houses and spare rooms where they can put gym equipment in it and stuff like that that could help, you know. When I say gym equipment, I don't mean, you know, keep fit type equipment. I mean just some equipment that might help me, you know, to strengthen my back muscles. But there's no room here to put anything like that. I'm certainly not going to the gym. I'm not a gym bunny. I don't like being in that atmosphere where everybody's pummeling on things and going on things, and it just makes me want to go the other way, you know. Was that your thoughts? Yeah, Jane, I'd be frightened of being hanging upside down and everybody's gone out, you know. Yeah, I just don't like the atmospheres in gyms, you know, and everybody's in lycra and being competitive, and I'm just not. You know, if I had bits and pieces in the house, I don't mean anything major, that you could just go on, you know, now and again when you were bad or something, you know. I mean, we have the hot tub here, but to be honest with you, I can't be bothered because they want me to have a shower before I go in it and put my costume on. And I have to go across, and if it's windy or cold, I only want to go in it when it's hot, you know. I don't like the wind coming across the top of my head and stuff when I'm in there. My son will say, well, you're nice and warm, like from your neck down. I said, yeah, but I don't like the force 5 gale, you know, blowing across my head. I want to wear my hat or something, you know. Hat and a scarf while I get in. I can't do with wind on my head and my ears. When you're sitting in there, it's outside, you see. I wish it was inside. If it was in a shed or something like that, which everybody's saying, oh, you can't do that because of the condensation, but I'd like to be enclosed, you know. Oh, did you see that? Something went like a little orb, went all the way down behind me. Weird. Must have been a trick of the light. You see, I loved the hot tub when I was at the spa because it was inside. There was one outside which was very pretty because you could sit in it and you could look out. It must cost them a fortune to heat it because the one outside was roasting hot. But yet you were cold in a way because you were looking out over at the cows and everything, yeah. Did you see that little orb thing that went down? Yeah. I just saw it go past, float past. There must have been something in the light because I don't really believe in that sort of stuff. I used to have them all the time, apparently, when I was in the other house. People were always seeing them float past me. Perhaps it's somebody paying me a visit. I don't mind if they don't bother me. We used to swear blind we had a ghost when I was a teenager. Lived in this very, very old. Well, it was a shop with like living accommodation above it. That was creepy. We used to have, my dad used to swear blind we had a ghost because the dog used to see it as well. But it never bothered us. Yeah. We went to home nursing. My mum was, well, she was St John's ambulance trained nurse. She wasn't a nurse in the sense of the word. You know, she did used to work in a hospital, but she was never like a qualified nurse to be with me. But she liked it. Everybody used to go to her for if they had anything wrong. She was like, you know, the woman who knew everything about infectious diseases and things, yeah. But she was very, very heavy-handed for a nurse. You know, if you had anything wrong, if I was a kid and I fell over and grazed my knee, you know, there was no sympathy. It was like bathing you with Dettol. And she wasn't soft or, oh, darling. It was, my dad used to say that, bloody hell. He said, you've got such an heavy hand, Lucy. She used to say, I'll bathe it for you, John. And he said, no, no, don't bother. I'll bathe it myself. She, oh, our little poodle, when we lived in that old house, she used to go and follow something across the room. And you're thinking, oh boy, what's she seeing now? And then she would go to the door and growl. You know, the door to the hallway, and growl. We used to go and open the door because we could have sworn blind there was something on the other side of the door, but there was never anything there. Just her going, arr. Our Rosie does that now, but mostly she's growling at a fly. Oh, look, I've got wrinkles. How do I stop that? I shall have to do that, won't I? I don't like that. Shocking that. Where do they come from? Oh, my door did it. My door at the other house used to frighten everybody to death because the door from my living room to my hall used to open on its own. But it was the slant of the house because it wouldn't stay shut. And I used to shut it too, and it used to go and open. And my mate used to jump out of her skin. And she said, oh, you've got a ghost. And I said, haven't got a ghost. I said, it's the way the house leans. I said, the door won't stay shut. And it wouldn't stay closed, my front door to the hall. It used to just go boom, fly up. It used to worry everybody to death except me because I was so used to it, yeah. But my mate, she used to jump out of her skin every time it did that. She'd go, oh. I said, it's just the door. The house leans. It was an old house built over coal mines. So nothing in that house was straight. It was a nightmare to put any wallpaper on, like this wallpaper here with a pattern. It would have been a nightmare to put that up in my old house because none of the walls were level. You know, it was bad enough trying to put like anaglypta on and paint it, you know. It was just a nightmare. Oh, I'm getting really, really tired now. It's not even midnight. Yeah, I'm going. I could feel myself going. I won't need any rocking tonight. I'll be gone as soon as I get in bed. I always listen to there's little short stories on YouTube from Sherlock Holmes. And I must have listened to the start of about 50 of these. I never listened to the end of them. Sometimes I try and find them in the morning and think I'll listen to the end of that. More vlogs in the week. Oh, gosh. I feel very boring actually, Ethan. No, it wasn't an insect. It was just a little white thing that went by. I feel very boring when I've got nothing to talk about. You know, and I've got no crocheting to show you, or no books, or no knitting or anything. I'm not very good at doing, and also when they're in the house, it's not the same. When I was on my own, I'd switch the PC on or whatever, or and just ramble on for half an hour. And I used to think, oh God, I've got nothing to say. And then before I knew it, the alarm would go because my camera only does half hour before it cuts off. So I have to set my alarm on my phone to remind me to shut up when it gets to half an hour. But I just can't relax in here when there's people in, out, all over the place. The dog's in, the dog's out. I tend to be able to chat more when there's nobody in the house, yeah. You got your order off the porch? Why was your order on the porch? Oh, I missed a thing. My son came in about hour after I went out, and we missed the postman. And it was a recorded delivery or whatever. I don't know what it is. Something I have to sign for anyway. And the post office here, you know, to retrieve your parcel if you missed it, only open 8 o'clock in the morning till 10. What use is that? So I've had to wait for it to be redelivered on Monday, so I don't know what I'm getting. Hi, Magali. So that means I can't go out. I can't go out Monday unless they're in, because I can't miss it again because I'm having it redelivered. It's just so slow, isn't it, that they come when you're not in. My son, there was about a half-hour gap between me going out and him coming in. And of course, they had to try and deliver it then, didn't they? And there's never anybody in around here. I'm the one who takes the parcels in for everybody else. Because there's never anybody in. Next door's work, both of them. So they're out. The kids are out. Well, they're off school, but they're out, if you know what I mean, the kids, because they're teenagers, they're not little kids. And, you know, the people across the road are in, out. Major emergency service response. Crews are tackling a house fire in Manchester. Oh, how nice. Well, I got a message from Enid. What's she saying to me? She's dashed out to eat dinner at a restaurant. How nice. That's nice, Enid. Hope you enjoy it. I'll tell her to enjoy herself. I hate it when it's the post office, though, that's delivering. Amazon give you a time, don't they? Or a time frame. Everybody else gives you a time frame, but no, not Royal Mail. They can come first thing in the morning, or they can come at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with Royal Mail. So you have to wait in. So she said it's probably only going to be a burger, Enid, but she likes that kind of food. Oh dear. I'm not really a burger fan. Occasionally I have a chicken burger or a fish burger, but McDonald's doesn't appeal, and neither does KFC. I'm just not. We tend to have Chinese if it's a fast food and it gets delivered. But when I lived on my own, I used to get Chinese about once every couple of months. And it used to be a treat. And I used to enjoy it. But now, if we have it more often, I'm like, oh, Chinese again, yeah. You know, it's not a kind of a treat, is it, when it happens too often? That's the way I feel about eating out, or, if you eat out all the time, it's not a kind of a special occasion anymore, is it? You know, I mean, where I lived, I had a McDonald's, I had a KFC, I had Italian, I could have got a pizza and stuff like that. Here it's a bit more difficult. It's not. And I had a beautiful chip shop. Oh my God, do I miss that chip shop? We have chips here, but it's not a patch on where I used to come from. But I could have eaten out every night of the week where I lived before. There was a choice of all different restaurants, all within my own little village. Prestwich is actually a town, but everybody calls it the village. It's always been the village for as long as I ever know. You always say I'm going up the village, even though it's a town. But there was all kinds of cafe bars. You could eat whatever kind of food you wanted there. You got the Indian, Chinese, Italian. We even had a West Indian restaurant at one time. Got Turkish. Just trying to think what else there is. It's quite a variety. You can just go out and choose what kind of food you want to get, Whereas here, it's just more limited. There's just nowhere. I mean, like I have to travel 20 minutes to Cleveland or about 40 minutes to Fleetwood just to get a coffee. It's a bit ridiculous, really. There's just nowhere. There's not a cafe around it. You can go, there's a butty shop, a really nice butty shop. You can get a sandwich. And you could get a coffee, but it's not like you can't eat it in or sit outside or anything like that. You just take it home. That's what they're missing around here, is a decent cafe. But no, I'm not going to open one. If I cooked any food, they'd all have food poisoning. But that is what I miss, the cafe culture. Oh, I'm getting really, really tired. It's getting nearly midnight now. So I'm going to be going. Rose has made another video, Rosita. I haven't watched it yet. I need to look at that. Yeah, I need to get some sleep in a minute, Chris. I'm getting really tired now. So I need to take my pills. At least I don't have to put everything away. I don't have to put my chocolate away and stuff because there's no dog here for tomorrow. I can just go to bed and leave all the rubbish behind. Normally I have to move everything and make sure there's nothing there that the dogs will chew. Are you going to bed as well, Munchkin? Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting really, really tired, Chris, so I need to go to sleep now. Although, when you think about it, I haven't been up 12 hours yet. Good night, Jane. So good night to everybody who's been on and greeted me. I'm going to try and get rid of these bags under my eyes by getting some sleep. I think it's a faint hope. I think the bags are here to stay. But I shall hopefully do my best. So good night, everybody. Thank you very much for your company. And, oh, maybe, Chris, don't hold your breath, love. I'm getting breathless again now and I'm getting very tired. So it's time to go to bed now. Night and happy birthday, Nathan, for tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Happy birthday. And I'll see you all next week. Okay, bye now. Bye.